The Undertale Deltarune fandom has been a long-standing community since 2016, and like every other popular fandom, it's seen its bad apples. Usually, however, these bad apples are accused and are run off depending on the severity of their actions. September 9th, 2025. That's how long this man has been accused and nothing has been done towards him. Sure, a couple hit tweets come out showing his sick actions, but nothing in the long run has been done towards him. With Deltarune Chapter 5 being right around the corner at the time of this being written, I feel as awareness should be spread through this video. Mulamanca is the owner of the biggest Undertale/Deltarune community on Twitter. As of being written since Twitter announced communities will be closed off a long time ago. So, here's what everyone's wondering. What happened? Back in August 2025, a group of victims dropped loads of evidence showing their manipulative and non-consensual encounters with Mula. It went from him being weirdly clingy to borderline sending and soliciting nudes from the victims. This was shown around the mod team of the Discord server. They made and succeeded a plan to get the server out of his hands, and it worked. However, there still was a hurdle to push: the community. Of course, since we all were moderators of the community, we pinned the entire document in there and it stayed. For a while. In a sudden turn of events, Mula unpinned the expose, removed every mod in a "I can't trust anyone" way, made a post claiming that he'd make a document, and he even threatened us to sue us for defamation. For anyone uninformed, here's the definition of defamation. Defamation is a false, unprivileged statement of fact communicated to a third party that causes material harm to a person's or organization's reputation. False, unprivileged statement of a fact. If that's so, then why do we have video evidence of conversations, and why was the first ever mention and approach of this situation was a fearful text from one victim to another? Either way, if he were to try to get a court case, he lives in Brazil. All his victims are in entirely different continents than him. The chance of a court case being picked up from the fact is so astonishingly low. Never mind the fact he came to this conclusion after making a Reddit post on r/vent. Either way, he went inactive and left the community to stay dormant with zero moderation. Of course, this was a problem, so he modded a friend of his that we'll get onto later. Now, you're probably wondering, wasn't he already exposed? Why is he trying to hide all the evidence if it's been pinned for so long? Short answer: ego. Mula's entire life is the internet and online in general. He has bragged multiple times about his unemployment and his lack of will to do anything offline. Another thing you may have noticed is the dates. All of these instances were almost a year ago. Why are we trying to make a video only just now? The reason for that is that we had thought the document had been enough. It has every case of evidence from each victim. It shows his predatory actions right in front and center. But you know what? Nothing has been done. This man still owns the biggest Deltarune community filled with minors, and to this day he has removed and deleted anyone that chooses to spread awareness through posts. It's not just him on this. I mentioned earlier about a moderation that is also on his server. Con0021. For convenience, I'll just say Con. This person is someone who proclaimed Mula's innocence when the situation was brought to light again. They claimed that our posts exposing Mula were defamation, which I already explained before, that just doesn't work. And how his victims are all low and unbearable. They even claimed the evidence was poorly edited. Not sure where they got that from when we have, again, video evidence of Mula being a creep. Maybe you can excuse this person. Maybe they're misinformed. Con has been working from the sidelines, stunning Mula every course of action to avoid getting in more deeper shit. I mean, why else would they both be moderators of the community? They're both horrible people and both have been documented deleting posts that spread awareness inside the community about this situation. If that doesn't scream guilt, I don't know what does. So, what can you do? Well, a good starting point would be to spread this video and the links in the description. You may be confused on the Discord link seemingly being a regular old UTDR Discord server. This server was made to be posted in the Undertale/Deltarune community tucked away from Mulamanca so that we could share the evidence right there. Of course, as soon as people figured it out, they would just leave. Obviously, not caring about the situation nor victims and just wanting to talk about Deltarune people. Aside from that, the Twitter link is evidence and the account that holds it. The Discord server is now mostly made for inquiries where you can talk to us about the situation. What you can fully do now is pressure. Mulamanca01 is still hiding from his discussing deeds. His community has so much children in it. Spread around about this. If you see someone in this community, tell them it's unsafe. Hell, try to let more people related to the development of Deltarune see. Have something be done. And Mula or Khan, if you're watching this, I know that you can't delete the community regularly. Here's something else you can do. After that, you can delete your accounts and go offline. A document won't save your face. It won't save you from what you've done to these poor victims. It's over, Mula. Delete your accounts, or even more will be coming.